Okay, let me show you a few common hitting mistakes. I'm an expert at it because I've made every mistake you could possibly make as a hitter hundreds of times. But it is critical to feel the mistake when it happens so that you can fix it on the next pitch, not 2 weeks later when you're in a slump and somebody has to find it for you. A rollover. I'm going to do it in slow motion. I want to strike the ball strong with my hands in a palm up, palm down position. Top hand is palm up, bottom hand is palm down. The pitcher obviously does not want me to strike the ball like that. So he may change speeds. One is fast, one is slow. Our follow through is when we're supposed to roll the top hand over to finish. But if the pitcher tricks us with the pitch, good arm speed, good rotation of the ball, my brain and my eyes tell me it's a fastball, but as I'm swinging, I go, oh no, that's not a fastball, it's a changeup. He's now made my top hand roll over, okay? So the best way to combat that is when you're doing repetitions, high repetitions in the cage, T-work, even dry swings, that you hit through the baseball, use your imagination. If I'm going to right, I strike it here, but I'm going to stay through the baseball. I like to think 3 baseballs. The 2 are imaginary and the 1 that's live, with my hands in that palm up, palm down position before I roll. So I'm basically building a margin of error into my swing. And the toughest one, if any of you hitters out there are rolling over on balls that you hit to the pool side of the field, it's because your hands have to travel the farthest from where they start. They get all the way out front. They got to stay palm up, palm down to strike it and keep it fair. But this is common where they get about here and they start to roll, and I strike it with my hand in this position. I create topspin and I pull the ball. Okay, that's one. This was mine. I always thought that I had to shorten my stride, but for me, my most common mistake was taking everything toward the pitch, and it's horrible. I took all of my weight forward and got out over my front leg, got off of the back leg. And here's the problem is I got away with it when I was young. I was a good athlete, I ran fast. I would have been better off failing and being forced to fix it, okay? Because when you take your head and your eyes toward the pitch, every pitch looks the same. And as you're getting older and the pitchers are better at changing speeds and throwing breaking balls, you start to get dominated. One of my favorite drills for that is getting on a mound, a pitcher's mound, and stepping uphill, not even swinging. Just stepping uphill and feeling the way it makes you load onto your back leg. It feels right, it is right. And then once you've done that several times, stepping up the mound, then get on flat ground and try to replicate that feeling of loading onto your back leg. Pulling your head, common, okay? It's impossible to actually see the ball hit the bat. Maybe when you're very young, but as you get older, it's a proven fact that you see it to a certain distance and then you lose it, but you still got to be disciplined with your head and try. You got to try to see the ball to where you're making contact. So if you look at it, it's a good thing we have a neck because your head actually starts to go the opposite of what your body is doing. Your body is rotating one direction and your head goes in the other direction. So one way to do it is throw something on the ground. It could be a piece of paper on the ground. It could be a clover leaf, depending on where you're at. So there's no excuse not to work on this. And you try to take the swing without ever taking your head off of what you've put on the ground. Okay? Now, not at the expense of your hip rotation. If you're doing this and you're not working this back hip through, you're losing all your power. So it's reps of doing it properly, and then it starts to become your focus on the actual pitch ball.